So we are back-to-back champions for the first time ever with Pogon in the Ekstraklasa in Poland. In this Youth Academy Challenge, we're in Season 7. We are locking in 5 starred players, which are players that have come through our youth intakes in-game. And I've just spotted we have 5 players who are favoured personnel or even icons. So Kostrobala, Banyak, Kmishik, who literally played 1 season so far, and Goralski is an icon. I'm also an icon, which is nice to see. So that's quite good. It's Season 7. We want to win the league once again. I want to have a half-decent run in the Champions League as well, would be quite nice. Obviously, at the start of the season, we haven't done any business just yet. 2 players have left the club after their contracts have expired. This man here, who played 10 times for the first team, and Damien, who played 0 times for the first team. So we're not missing out on anybody too exciting at the moment. Financially, we do have £43 million, almost exactly £43 million to spend, and I'm not going to spend a huge amount of it, because basically, I don't see the point in doing it, because our team's actually quite good right now. I have also asked the board to improve our training facilities and build a new stadium. However, I'm expecting both of them to get rejected because we are constantly under sort of speculation that we are going to get taken over. So I'm worried that we won't get fired. Surely we won't get fired. We won the league 4 times out of 6 so far, so I think we should be safe there. But the fact that we might be getting taken over by a different board might affect whether they're willing to do too much when it comes to basically expanding the stadium, training facilities and all that stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Also, for some reason, Stefan Chapfasat, who was our head of youth development, has signed a new contract as a scout for us. So we don't have a head of youth development. So I'm going to have to try and find one of those in the next couple of months. Speaking of, we're now going to jump forward to the start of September. The transfer window will open and close. Some transfer business will take place and we will have a new head of youth development. So 2 of our 4 assistant managers are from the Netherlands and they are legends in Dutch football. Arjen Robben is one of them, 96 caps, 37 goals. He is assistant manager number 1. Dennis Bergkamp is my primary assistant manager. I believe Robben is actually the under-19s assistant manager. Dennis Bergkamp, 79 caps, 37 goals. So I thought it would be only right to get in somebody else from the Dutch national setup who's also just as good, and this time as a head of youth development. And that would be Patrick Kluivert, 53 years of age. He's spent some time in Poland in-game as a scout for Wisla and Gornik. We have brought in as a head of youth development, which he's not amazing at, but he's still pretty good at that. One good thing as well with Kluivert, he plays the same formation that we play, or he likes that formation. So it means that hopefully we can kind of get some players in that actually suit our formation rather than getting central midfielders and right wing backs and things like that because we don't need them because we don't play them. So in this transfer window, we brought in nobody. Absolutely nobody new has come into the club, but we have got rid of a whole bunch of players. This man has left the club on a free transfer, as has David Mazjak, which is probably not a good thing because he's actually not terrible. And Marek Galansky has also left the club on a free transfer. Leaving for a bit of money is Piotr Maslanka, who was actually kind of in and around the first team last season, but he's moved on for not a lot of money, but there is a sell-on in there. This man has also left the club signing for Jaglebe. Jagiellonia have managed to pick up this right winger for a small-ish fee, £43,500, but there again, much like the other transfers, there are sell-ons involved in these. But the big one is João Gamboa. He's moved over to Antwerp in Belgium for £325,000, potentially going up to £375,000. He has been playing, but the last season, maybe the last couple of seasons, he's kind of been starting to move away from the first team. He's 33 years of age now. He's just turned 33. I thought it was time to cash in, and that is exactly what we have done. And that is all the transfer business. We've loaned out some other players, hopefully getting them some first-team football. Kolodziej is one I'm interested in because, as I said, I think at the end of last season, I want him to get good and I feel like there's something good there. Lukas Zenko as well played last season. He's not playing this season, so that's kind of a little bit of a surprise. And this man's gone out on loan as well as has this man here. So we're sending out some of the half-decent youngsters to get some first-team football somewhere else. It means for our starting 11... we've got some new faces. Starting off with the ones that you know, if they are 22 years of age, they will not be in the starting 11, but luckily so far everyone is still 21. Mateusz Wolski keeps his place because he's obviously very, very good. I think if we didn't pick him, he'd be playing anyway. Goralski is still at the club and has signed another contract. We've added an extra year onto it, and bumped up his pay by about £7,000, I believe. He's going to be the attacker midfielder. Christoph Mutscher will be on the left-hand side, and he will be one of those players that next season we will not be able to lock him into the starting 11. So Mutscher, this is your last year starting officially, but you'll probably still be playing next year anyway, because as long as we don't lock in anybody into that left wing role, Mutscher will still play there. And after an absolute breakout season last year, Jan Kmišik keeps his place in the starting 11. The 6'5" striker has already scored 13 goals in 10 appearances so far this season, 8 in the league, 5 in just 2 Champions League qualifying games as well. And the new player joining our starting 11 might be a bit of a surprise, not least to him himself. Radoslav Zak is now 16 years of age, came through last season's youth intake, and my assistant manager, or my scouts, coaches, whoever you want to say, did not want to sign him. And I've signed him and gone, you know what? I believe so much in Zach, I'm going to play him as well. This could be a disaster, but I feel like he's better than the previous player we had there, Zenko playing there. I think he's a better footballer. In fact, we can probably find out. They're very different footballers, judging by shape, but Radoslav Zak, much, much better when it comes to actual technical ability, on par when it comes to mental, but he's got better mental numbers. I'd rather somebody be more determined, have better decisions, than be more angry and have better flair. It doesn't make sense, and Zenko is much better when it comes to physical, but Zach has literally just turned 16. So that's going to be our starting 11 in the hope that we can retain our title for a third successive season. So far, things have kicked off all right. We are second place in the league. 5 wins, 1 draw, and 1 defeat against Slask, which is it's not a good defeat, although Slask are up currently in 6th place. We're in the Champions League, and because we did all right last year, we still aren't seeded for some reason. I would have hoped we would be slightly higher seeded, and we have once again won the Polish Super Cup. I believe it was a nice easy win, a 2-0 win there against Legia, so that is the 4th time we've won the Polish Super Cup. I think every time we've been in it, we've won the thing. Yeah, we won it, and the only 2 seasons where we weren't in it, well, obviously we didn't win, did we? So that's how things have kicked off so far. We're now going to jump forward to April, where we get to see our next youth intake. The first Patrick Kluivert youth intake, which I'm hoping is going to be pretty good. I'm hoping we don't get any stupid positions that don't match our formation, because we shouldn't do, because he likes to play this formation. So let's go forward. Let's see what Patrick's done. Patrick Kluivert has managed to pull out a golden generation in his first youth intake for us. In fact, his first ever youth intake. I've earmarked 6 players of these players that I'm hoping will be pretty good. We're going to come on to the 2 at the top, which I think will probably be the best ones towards the end. But first of all, let's look at Kowaliak. Might be his name. Kowalik, maybe. He's a right winger, 15 years of age. Nothing special at the moment, but I've kind of stuck a little star next to him because I think he could get good. There's lots of 7s and 8s and things like that in his mentals. Least amount of hope, I think, for Kowalik. Robert is next up. We're not even going to try it. Robert's next up. 6'2", centre-back at 15 years of age. Much like the previous guy. Not got a huge amount of hope for him, but he's got some very good mental numbers. 19 bravery, 16 determination, 14 aggression is very, very good. He's also got 14 jumping reach at 6'2". 9 heading needs a bit of improvement, but at 15 years of age, that's fine. That can get better. Moving forward into the good talents, we've got Mikael Lenkiewicz, who looks rubbish, but my scouts and coaches think he's pretty good, so we've brought him in. I'm not convinced on this one, okay? I think he needs a bit of time to develop. He's got a couple of months before he turns 16. I'm just not convinced, but he's coming as a good player, so or a top talent, sorry. So I'm kind of going to keep him about. We've got Kolapski. Next up, another central defender, 6'2", mentally looks pretty good. Physically looks all right. Technically looks, again, doesn't look amazing, but he's got some numbers that are close to getting half decent. So maybe Kolapski could be good. He's got a while, hasn't he? He's not even going to turn 16 until the 22nd of September. So next season, he's going to turn 16. And the 2 players from Patrick Kluivert's youth intake that I think the board think, the scouts and club and everyone else thinks will potentially be ridiculously good. Piotr Jasinski is first up, 15-year-old right winger who's not going to turn 16 until September, the end of September. He's ridiculously fast. He's very small. He's only 5'3", but he's got acceleration of 15, acceleration of 16, agility 15, pace of 14. Very, very good. Mentally, not amazing, but lots of 10s there. Technically not amazing, but got some 8s, lots of 7s in fact. 7s, 8s, 9s and 10s in there as well. So Jasinski could get good. I think he needs a bit more time to develop, and we might not have enough time in this save for him to actually turn into a world-class player. Maybe he will, though. And I think, without a shadow of a doubt, the best player to come through this youth intake is Alex Bukowski. Could be his name. He is a 15-year-old, and he won't be 16 until midway through November, so he's barely 15. He turned 15, 6 months ago in-game? That's ridiculous. Physically looks very good. Mentally looks like he's got some good numbers in some reasonable places. 19 bravery is ridiculous. Technically also looks very, very good. He's a big old right back as well. 5'10", he's quite a sizable lad. I think Bukowski could be very good. We might look at locking in Bukowski next season. Because we have to lose Mucha next year, we might lock in Bukowski instead and see how well things go. So that is Clivett's first youth intake, and it's looking very good. We've got some other players who we have kind of... I say we've called up. We haven't called them up at all. This guy is the only one who's actually got a contract, who I haven't starred because he looks alright. Everyone else is not getting a contract because I basically ask the assistant or whoever to sign players, and then I kind of go through and see what ones are good. I've had a look at some of these guys and gone, not too convinced. Like, technically, he's rubbish. He's absolutely rubbish. Mentally and physically, he's pretty good, but technically, he's rubbish, so we're not going to bother with him. So, Patrick Kluivert, so far, got a pretty good record of as a head of youth development for us. When it comes to competitions, we are in the Polish FA Cup semi-final once again, so hopefully we can win that. In the Champions League, we managed to get through the group stage again, losing, though, against Juve, but we finished 14th. We lost 3 times against Real Madrid, FC Porto and PSG. We drew with Servette. That's not good. We should have beaten Servette. And then 4 wins, Fenerbahce, Rennes, AEK and Juve. So we beat Juve in the group stage and then lost them in the knockouts. Oh, that's kind of annoying. In fact, that's very annoying because we lost both games as well. But what's even more annoying is the fact that we are 2nd place in the Ekstraklasa. We are, 5 points behind Lech? That's a fair distance. That's a fair distance to close up. In fact, we're not too far away from actually being in 4th place. Just 1 point clear of Lechia, joint on points with Cracovia. We need to really turn this around. If we want to be 3-time champions on the spin, we need to turn this around. And much like last season, Kamishik, currently top scorer in the league with 20 goals. Maybe not as good as what he was last season. He's got 29 though. He's got 29 goals. 26 appearances, 20 goals so far. Kamishik he's good at football. I'm very happy with Kamishik. Anyway, we're now going to jump forward to the end of the season to see how well we have done. Have we managed to turn things around? Have we won the treble again, which is the Super Cup, the FA Cup and the League? Or will we bottle the League? I feel like the Cup should be ours. The Cup is ours, a 4-0 win in the final against Cracovia. However, the League is not. We finished 2nd place. Lech winning the League by just 2 points. I want to have a look at the schedule because I feel like it was going to be towards the end. I mean, maybe not. Maybe we just ballsed it up somewhere else. That's probably where we lost it. In fact, that's where we lost it in February, wasn't it? Losing against Mota Lechia in the league is not good. Losing against Slask as well. No goals scored against Mota and Slask either. When you think we're winning games sort of 7-0 and things like that, to score no goals in a match is a problem. So we've won the double. It's the first time we've won the FA Cup without winning the league. It's the first time we've won the Polish Super Cup and the FA Cup without winning the league as well. So, it's... I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's Season 7. Ultimately, our objective is not really to win competitions. It's just to produce decent youth players. And so far, we are definitely doing that. Of the 5 players that have been locked into the starting 11, then Wolski, who has now turned 21, so he's got 1 more season in the starting 11 until he will have to get dropped. He's good. He's just very good. The fact that he doesn't have Poland caps confuses me because I think he should be good enough to get Poland caps. And then my brain says he's only 21. So maybe he shouldn't be getting Poland caps at 21. Guralski, also in his final season, locked into the starting 11, has had a cracking year once again. 19 goals, 16 assists. I think last year was 18 and 18, so he's kind of hitting the same numbers year on year. Next season will be the last time we keep him locked into the starting 11, but much like Mucha, if we just basically don't put anyone else in that position, we should be fine. We should be getting Guralski for plenty more seasons to come. Speaking of Mucha, now at 22, 21 goals, 9 assists in 49 appearances. Has he been playing in the middle? No, he's not. He's been playing on the left-hand side. He scored 4 against Piast and got subbed off after 70 minutes as well. That's ridiculous. He's good at football. He's another one of those players like Guralski that he's just really good. And again, I'm confused as to how he does not have Poland caps. Kamishik as well, another ridiculous season. 24 goals in the league, so much less than last year. 36 in all competitions. He's wanted by somebody. He's wanted by a team over in Saudi Arabia. He's had a good year still, considering he went on loan for a season, which has kind of broken his kind of goals to game ratio. But he's just good. He scored 56 league goals in 63 league games for us. That's a very good turnaround. And he's obviously getting better as well. Technically is what lets him down, but he's got lots of 8s, 9s and 10s there. 9 first touch, 8 free kick taken, 10 heading, 9 long shots, 8 passing, 8 penalties taken. So bump those numbers up by a couple and he's going to look like a ridiculously good player. And I've saved the best till last. And by best, I mean the youngest till last. Radoslav Zak is now 17 years of age. 12 assists, pretty good turnaround, just the 3 goals. But playing in defence midfield, I wouldn't expect him to get a huge amount of goals. He has improved a lot, has he not? Is that just me thinking he's improved a lot? But he looks so much better. My coaches have already said that he's exceeded what they initially thought. His potential ability has now gone up to 3.5 star as well. So Zach is getting better. I think we might be sticking with Zach until the end of this save, which, by the way, there's only 3 more seasons to go. So he's not even going to be 20, or he will be 20 by the end of those 3 seasons. Zach's done pretty good. If we sort by goals, anyone else doing a lot of goals, that's good English. Vahan is there, as always, 13 goals, 6 assists. He's leaving, however, at the end of the season because he's out of contract. He's going to Slovan Bratislava. I wasn't going to extend his contract, so I'm kind of okay with this. Valquist, as well, did get his contract extended for another season. I think this is due to the fact that he played like more than 10 games, so that is why it's done. I didn't do this, but he's got another year on his contract. He's done well once again. 17 assists for a 33-year-old right back. Getting 17 assists is good. And Brozowski on the opposite side has got 18 assists and a couple of goals to his name. He is 22. He's very, very good, and he's still wanted by a bunch of teams in Saudi Arabia. And that's kind of all we need to mention. We've got a load of players here who are picking up, 8 assists. We'll have a look, actually. We'll sort by starred players. We'll work our way up. There's a lot in the a lot of players now in the squad who have come through youth intakes. Thomas Pazchuk has played a few times, 12 times, in fact, this season. Most of them, in fact, all of them off the bench. He's played a lot of football. He's quite good, considering he's only 17. Wilk has only played a couple of times. I want to get rid of Wilk. I think he wants to leave as well, so Wilk might be off soon. Matus, who came through, I believe, maybe the season before youth intake, has got a couple of appearances to his name. Jasinski's not played yet. Rydzak's not played yet. Saigan has played 12 starts, 11 off the bench in the league. Saigan might actually be getting locked into the starting 11. We've also got this man, which I'm still not going to pronounce the name. He's played a few times in centre-back. Wojciech has played 23 starts. I've not locked him in. Why is this man playing so much football? I don't know. That's ridiculous. He's got 8 assists and 5 goals. Stepien has come off the bench 12 times in the league, scoring just once. He's looking quite good. I think he spent a couple of seasons out on loan. In fact, last season went out on loan to Corona and played very well. So Stepien's come back, starting to get some game time. We've got Andrusko, who's played a few times as well, started a Champions League game, which is a concern. Anyone else? Ginter has not played. Wojcicki might be his name. He's scored and got an assist in the league. That's good to see. And this man has played once and scored once. I assume probably from attacking. He's played in the Champions League. I mean, we can't even see who it was against. But he made his debut in the Champions League and scored in it. Fair play. So there is a lot of players now who have come through our youth intakes who are getting decent amounts of game time. If we actually look as well, if we scroll down, we've got players here like Winther. He's one of our best players. We've signed him and he's only 21. We've got another guy, where is he? Is it you? I think it's you. Another player who we signed, but he's still only young as well. He's actually got Poland caps. Hold on, let's take a look. In the national team, sorted by star players. So 3 starred players are in the Poland national side. So Baniak is in there, Kostrobala is in there, and Kamishik is in there. But other players of ours as well. Brozowski is in there, and Palsiewicz, this guy, Kamil, is also in there. Under 21s, 4 players of ours in the under 21s, and they're all starred. That's good. In the under 20s, we've got Ginter, and we've got a couple of others who are currently out on loan. Under 19s, we've got 5 players of ours. One of them isn't even starred. Frankowski's not starred. Maybe he should be. And then in the under 18s as well, we've got 3 players. Matters, one of those players who I've got high hopes for him. I feel like you should be more of a defence midfielder than an attacker midfielder, but there we are. So that's going to do it then for Season 7. Unfortunately, we did not win the league, but we did manage to win the cup. So we are still picking up lots and lots of trophies. We've got 5 Polish FA Cups. We've got 4 extra classes as well. We've got 4 Polish Super Cups to our name. So things are looking good. Next season, we've got 3 seasons to go. And we're going to be losing one of our main players. And that is Krzysztof Mucha. He's going to be dropping out of the forced starting 11. But he'll still be getting plenty of game time. So join me next time for Season 8 to see how well we do with Pogon.